Maybe some interesting background. If you guys want to talk about your careers a little bit musically before we get into production, and how do you think that experience helps you as a producer in creating great music with other bands?
Dan, you want to go first?
Well, getting into the whole game isn't necessary. I think producing is a inherent skill. It's not an acquired skill. You can go to school for producing, but you're throwing your money away. Either you have that knack or you don't. Engineering's a different story. Engineering, you can go to school for it and get better at it and develop your skills. I can't keep my mouth shut in the studio, so I'm a producer. And some of my ideas are good, so it helps too. But that whole thing is a skill, it's built into you.
That's true. I was in a bunch of bands. Yeah, I was in a bunch of bands. I'm a drummer. I played classical piano as a kid. Like a lot of people took their piano lessons, and my parents were musical. My dad was a music teacher, so there was music around. It wasn't always really encouraged. Hockey and homework were more encouraged, but I was always playing music as well. And then I went on the road in a punk rock band when I was 15, and I was completely smitten. I love this. This is great. And then I was in bands for about 10 years, and I was in a band called Crash. I was a sideman in Crash Vegas, and he was playing Junk House, his band, and we did some touring together. That's how we know each other. And then I was in a bunch of other bands, and kind of got sick of that, and started playing in a band called Danko Jones, which after I played in Big Sugar, funny enough, because Grady's playing down the street later. I'm trying to bring him here for the jam. But we went in the studio, and I got joined this band. Okay, cool kids, and everyone's standing around going, now what do we do? And I'd made all these records with all these bands as a sideman, going, well, we do this, we do this, we do this. And so we worked on the songs quickly. We just did all the stuff it's the same stuff we do now, except I didn't know that it was called producing. But thankfully my name said that at the end of it all. And I was like, oh, I like this. I got into working with this girl. I got a record deal with Hollywood Records, and I got to meet Michael from EMI.
Alex Slate, man.
Alexander Slate, yes. Did you work on that?
No, but Colin,
our mutual friend, Colin Cripps.
Heard all about it.
Yeah. So Colin and I went to LA, worked for Rob Cavallo for a month, and that was kind of hellish. And the record never came out, but it was a really great learning experience.
But it wasn't due to the music, it was due to the circumstances
of the
artist.
I mean, she had some issues. She's a wonderful girl, but she had some social issues. So that never came out. But at that point, I was pretty smitten with the process. Oh, this is great. And like we were talking about at dinner, no longer sitting in a van or a bus with for 18 hours driving to Thunder Bay and back, and playing music for an hour and a half. It was like all day long. I'm on the phone talking to people. All these little decisions. It's always little things all the time. And the confidence is to trust your instincts, which I think is also something I was talking about at dinner with somebody else, where it's like, well, maybe maybe I know what I'm doing, but it's also like when I did go to LA, I realized, oh, I would have done that, I would have done that, I would have done that. Okay, great. So maybe I'm a completely arrogant asshole, but at least that's what my wife says. But at least having the confidence to trust your instincts, and that's also something that's important for me. If a band's going to come, a singer, if they're relying on their future. They're relying on their entire lives. Like we could either make millions of dollars or Burger King. And these are the real options. It's the truth. We started bands from zilch, and they're playing on Live 88. So a lot.
Well, the ceiling goes up a little more when you decide you want to make, try to make millions of dollars with music. Burger King, you're going to hit a roof pretty quick. So
manager, assistant late shift manager.
The great thing about this whole business is that you can make it up. No one. You don't show up and you go, okay, well you're going to do this, and then if you go take this course, you can do this, and it's all made up, and you got to have the guts and determination to do that, whether playing or producing.
Yeah. There was something. Sorry, I know you're going to say that. There was something I was talking to the guy on the plane on the way up, who was talking about. He's doing a speech tomorrow. If you want to go see him at 7 a.m. about computers, over at the Marriott. His name's Jimmy. Nice guy. But I was just saying, he's like, what are you going to talk about? And I said, I'm just going to tell everybody to not bother making music and try. The music business sucks, and anybody who doesn't listen to me is going to win. You know, because you have to be able. Everyone's going to tell you it's impossible, and it pretty much is. You know, we're lucky to be making a living. Like, so we're 2 out of how many thousands of people doing our jobs who make money.
You got to stick to it.
You really have to be insane to do it, and thankfully we are.